practice, and he's an extra spark for us when he comes in. He's all over the boards, and he makes all the energy plays, the effort plays. And, he's especially good on the offensive glass, where he's got a lot of putbacks and got some and-ones these last couple of weeks, so he's been huge for us.
Other player questions?
Kevin, can you talk about how you tried to assert yourself offensively, considering that Salle does play such a small lineup with the four guards? Was it something you thought about coming into the game?
We definitely talked about it coming into the game. When people switch, sometimes you can think there aren't necessarily opportunities for you because, at the four spot we set a lot of screens and pop, and that's usually where we get a lot of our opportunities. So switching, you would think, takes it away. But I think this game I just tried to be relentless. Smaller guy was on me pretty much the whole game. So whether it be slipping a ball screen or trying to post, my main thing was I was just trying to attack the ball. So shot went up, I'm trying to go get it, or slipping and posting hard, or just all the little things. I don't think it was necessarily one thing that stuck out. I was just trying to be really active and trying to go get the ball.
Anybody else for players? All right, guys. Good, thank you. All right, questions for Coach Stevens?
Brad, I was wondering if you could just talk about what it's like playing there with Mark in Brooklyn, how you feel it's going, and if you guys were to potentially play at the Garden next year, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I don't know about any of that stuff, but I think certainly it's an honor to play here in Brooklyn. This is a great tournament, and I feel like it's going pretty well so far.
Coach, you had 2 games against Ramon, and he's had 10 points combined against you. He hasn't done that against most teams. Is there anything you guys are doing differently, or was it just missing shots, do you think?
I'm glad you said that, because I only remember 2, and I remember it very vividly from the first game where he laid it in to beat us. He's a really good player. I think clearly we put our best defender on him. Roosevelt Jones is a heck of a defender, and there's a reason he was all defensive team. But you have to pay him a lot of attention. The problem with putting Rose on one guy is he can't guard the other guys. So that's why you gotta have trouble with. You're gonna have to give up some. I thought Wright played well in there. We gave him a few too many opportunities, and I absolutely love Duran. I think he's a great point guard. He's a really good player. I certainly hope that they end up making the NCAA tournament, because they'd be a hard matchup.
Coach, you just talk about how on a night when Ronnie wasn't really shooting the ball very well, that the rest of your team stepped up, especially the bigs.
Well, the bigs have played well. Andrew Smith played great against these guys the first time, and Fromm has really played well in limited minutes throughout the whole season, but certainly in the last 2 games. We need those guys to be good against a smaller team. I think it hurt having Zach out for them, obviously, and we tried to do what Dayton tried to do to us yesterday, and that was attack the paint all game.
Over here. I was asking Jim Cruz this earlier, and he said part of the reason why he thinks this league will have so much success in the tournament, the NCAA tournament, is because there's so many different styles that this league plays. Do you kind of feel the same way, that there are so many different teams that do different things, that it almost prepares you for getting random opponents in the NCAAs?
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about it. We're better 2 months later because we played the South twice, because of the way they play. We're better from getting beaten like a drum at VCU. We're better from having played St. Louis twice. And then the styles, that's probably the most unique thing to our conference switch. When we were in Horizon, it was very much a Midwest style, with some, some teams, everybody's got their own tweaks, but yeah, here there's, it's all over the map how people play. Zone man, switching man, whatever the case may be. So it challenges you as a coach. It challenges your team, and it certainly, hopefully, adds to what you're able to accomplish at the end of the season, I hope.
You face St. Louis for the 3rd time tomorrow, and it's often said it's tough to beat someone 3 times. What do you expect out of that matchup tomorrow?
Well, unfortunately, I don't believe that statement at all. I'm guys that buys into that. There's a reason they've beaten us twice, and we're gonna have to play better than we did each of the first two times. We played better the second time, just not long enough. But credit St. Louis, you know, when you're sitting in my shoes right now, we've gotten beaten twice, and there's really only been one common denominator in both of those losses from the defensive side of the ball for us, and that's Evans hurt us both times. But the first time, we did a pretty good job on the guards, and the second time, the guards blitzed us. So it's, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, how do you best prepare for them, and what do you try to take away, because they've got so many things they do well. I've said it all year, I'll say it again, I think St. Louis is one of the best teams in the country, and I don't care what they're ranked or where they'll be seated or any of that stuff. I know when somebody that hasn't played against them watches them on tape next week, they're going to say, uh-oh.
Other questions for Coach Stevens? Okay, Brad, thank you.
Thanks.